Oh, man. Big
We good to roll? Okay, so how far do you go back with basketball? And has it always been just hoops?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Growing up, I would say we were always in a gym.
Yeah.
My parents went on the Air Force Base in Arizona, and they were playing ball all the time. That's all we remember is going to the gym or bowling. Those are the two things I remember as a kid.
I wouldn't have guessed that, but that's hard.
Yeah. But it's always been basketball. We probably started second grade, like competitive ball. Like second grade, I actually played up with third and fourth. And then since that day, I moved up. We had a small school anyways.
Sure.
Our K through 12 was 90 kids.
Really? Whoa, I didn't know it was that small.
Yeah, it was tiny.
All on one campus?
Yeah. Like 2 buildings. That's all we had.
That's community right there.
Oh, yes, definitely. I loved that place. It was greasy. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's in Stillwell. And, yeah, second grade, been playing up ever since then. I remember playing as a 5th grader with 7th and 8th.
Holding your own.
Yeah, that was fun. I mean, you see all the older kids and everything, and just being able to move up. I mean, of course, we didn't have enough.
Sure.
And that's why I got to move up. But it was still pretty cool to actually play up.
Did you take off pretty early? It sounds like you were always good at this. Or was it any chapter in your development where it was tough sledding?
I would say it was. I think honestly, it was just fun.
Too fun to be scary.
Yeah, exactly. And that's always what my parents wanted it to be, was
Yeah.
something fun at the beginning. And the more fun you have, the more you love to do it. I mean, at some point, it becomes more serious and more business-like.
Right.
But as far as the fun part, that was the main goal. Yeah, I can't remember when I actually started making it serious.
Did mom or dad ever have to push you even a little bit? I guess what I'm trying to ask, did you ever get to the point to where it's like, all right, I don't like them as much no more because they're realizing, you having too much fun with this. It's time to get for real. Or did they just let you find it the whole way?
Honestly, it was a loving push.
Yeah.
Looking back, we got a team, I can't remember when, and it was more of like, okay, not looking towards the future, like maybe going to college and playing ball. It was more of like, let's go have fun.
Yeah.
We love this sport, and we found a team, and we made a team and found a team, and we just went and played. It was a fun thing. Looking back, and you see kids like, I mean, I talk to kids, and I'm like, oh, there's certain things you have to sacrifice, like summertime.
Yeah.
You can't go and swim or sit on the couch and do nothing. You have to kind of sacrifice. But when I look back at when I was in summer, I wanted to just play ball. That was actually my fun summer, was getting together and playing, traveling, hanging out with the friends that played ball with you. That's where my memories were. So I don't know if you could call mine actual sacrifice because I loved it. But I can't remember when. I can't say I was like, oh man, I don't like them for pushing me, because when I look back, I'm glad they did what they did. I think the only thing we look back, because we always talk about it, is when they were like, if you don't get A's and B's, you can't play.
Yeah.
That was their rule. And we always bring up the fact that my sister got 1 C, but they still let her play. And we realized she's the baby. So that was the only thing role-wise that we were like, oh, okay, that's the serious part. So we got A's and B's. But then I carried that. I carried that to college, high school, till I finished school. So, I mean, it's not like I was like, okay, then I'm in college or high school. I'm not going to follow that rule. No, I stuck with that. I wanted to continue to get A's and B's, and it grew with me.
Striving for that excellence.
Exactly.
Even after mom and dad didn't have to push you anymore.
Exactly.
You mentioned your baby sister, right? I'm assuming that she's the baby, right?
Yeah,
Is it three of
she's
y'all?
the baby. There's three of us, older brother and younger sister.
So they put you right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
So is it true what they say about the middle child?
Yes.
What's that all about?
I don't really know. I don't know if it's just like, oh, the first child, lovey-dovey on them until they're older. Then you have the second child, which there makes it two, but then you have another one like, oh, the baby.
Yeah.
That's the baby. The baby can do anything. And, I mean, I say yes, but then again, people always bring up the fact, well, your mom took you here and there. And I was like, well, that was to play ball.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't count.
everyone, exactly, that don't really count. But, yeah, the middle thing, I think it's something real and legit. And then when you talk to other middle kids, it's like, yeah, it's real.
What's really kind of wild about that is I've heard some parents speak about it from their perspective, and they say, well, the first is the first. So that whoever the first kid was made them parents for the first time. But then the next time around, they sort of have a better idea on how to do it. That's what they say. But that don't always align with the perspective of the child themselves when I ask them. But that's all good. Would you say you and your siblings are pretty close? Have y'all always been?
Oh, yeah. We've always been tight. Me and my brother, I would say at a younger age, it was me and my brother all the time. Playing basketball. That we loved it.
Yeah.
We did it as soon as we got home till we went to bed. Like literally outside, and then took it in the house. We had a little go in the hallway. I mean, probably about this big, and we played all the time.
It just didn't stop.
Yeah. Even when we fought, we'd stop for a little bit, calm down, and then get back and play it again. So I'd say as a kid, our younger ages, it was me and him. And then now, being older, it's me and her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of flipped a little bit.
What's the age difference between you and your sister?
Me and my sister, 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all came up together.
Oh, yeah. Well, we all did.
All
I mean,
did.
Zach, he's 13 months. So we were right there. So I guess we were all kind of pretty close. I mean, we're all still close, but I would say as far as talking-wise and always being there, is me and her.
Things always get at least a little bit different once we get grown, and I only know that because I've gotten grown a little bit. Like, oh dang, it's not like it once was, but it's still love though.
Yeah,
still love though.
yeah,
Everybody's just kind of living.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. Yeah, I mean, he became married and kids pretty quick. So I mean, he obviously has his family and everything, and then she just got married, so and has a little one. But,
Look at you.
Yeah.
Auntie.
Man, they've broken me like I spoil those little ones.
Oh yeah,
But
you get to
I
love
love
on them and then you get to give them back.
Exactly.
That's the
Don't
cheat
have to-
code right there.
Well, my sister, when I say we're close, I help her a lot, especially
Right.
when she first had her. I actually would wake up and help with her. So that's why when I say different,
That's
like
love.
we're really close. Yeah.
I love that.
She actually lets me pretend she's mine.
There you go. There you go. Sounds good. Nice little practice.
Yeah.
So moving back to the hardwood, talk about your high school hoops experience, man. Because I would always hear from my elders. They were like, "Listen, college is gonna be the best days of your life," and I was like, "All right." But then once I got to be a senior in high school, and I would hear that statement, I would be like, I don't know, because I had some really fun and memories worth remembering in high school. I'm like, man, I don't know if this can be topped.
Yeah.
So how was your high school experience?
Oh, I loved high school.
Yeah.
You watch movies and stuff, and you see like all the cliques and like popular kids and this and that, and
Yeah.
I don't feel like we had that when I was in high school. Yeah, you had the athletes,
Yeah.
but I feel like everyone played sports. I mean, yeah, you had the ones that didn't play sports and did other things, but everyone was involved. Everyone knew each other. So I thought high school, I mean, I don't know if it would say it was the best times. Yeah, I had some fun times winning, playing ball and all that. But
And y'all had a hell of a following too.
we did.
I'll tell you, no
And
matter where.
that was the great part about it. You always heard about Sequoia Boys, like growing
Right.
up,
Mhm.
and this and that. And then when we got there, to actually see it flipped was an awesome feeling.
Yeah.
And like thinking back, and that's what everyone remembers too. The following, like golly, you had people getting turned back at games, and it was awesome to see and to be a part of. But yeah, I don't know.
When you were a freshman, you got in the mix pretty early, huh?
I did. It's really quick.
Was there a learning curve at all, or did you fit like a hand in a glove immediately?
Honestly, I would say I fit pretty quick.
Yeah.
I think all of us freshmen did, 'cause we had a pretty good three of us. Me, Cass, Lauren, Bree. No, there's four of us that came in together, and I would say we kind of meshed well together already, and then being able to move up and play with varsity pretty quick. I think we all kind of just came together. We kind of knew the goal right
Yeah.
away, and it clicked quick. So I would say we all pretty much came in.
Getting minutes.
Yeah, we
Oh,
did.
okay.
I'll say that I don't know if anyone has the same experience, but I didn't get to play freshman team with the freshman team.
I hear about that.
And yeah, and I kind of wish I got to just
yeah.
to get that feeling.
For real.
But I wasn't allowed. Like I wouldn't say allowed, but they were like, okay, you're a starting varsity. You can't play freshman. And I'm like, well,
JV either?
not like no, they wouldn't let me do either one. Even if it was like a freshman top rivalry game or anything, I was like the only one that didn't get to play freshman, and I was like,
Sound like
can't
you're a
say
purist
that.
at heart. Like you just love to play. It
yeah,
sounds like.
I did. Always. It was always about having fun, and it's kind of funny you say that because at I went to a tournament not too long ago. It's a native tournament. I forget where it was at, but they gave a sportsmanship award. Like they give awards and prizes and all that. And the reason they said it is because I smiled the whole time on the court, and I was like, I do smile a lot, especially if it's a funny call, a bad call,
Yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
I smile.
It's a sarcastic smile.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't realize I smiled that much, but yeah, I guess it's more of a fun thing than, okay, I'm not gonna take that, but
They
yeah.
gave you the award based on that.
I guess so. That was the remark they made, and I was like, okay,
I suppose I'll take it.
yeah, I'll take it.
Has that always been
bag.
you though? Has it always been your demeanor on the court, as far back as you can remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like confidence in players. I don't like the cockiness.
Yeah.
And if I showed cockiness, it was more about being confident and just making fun, like having fun with it, not really. Yeah, there were times I get frustrated. I mean, you can't say you never get frustrated, whether
It's
it's
an
your
emotional-
teammates' calls. Yeah, it's an emotional game.
emotional game.
So I just don't think I try to show it as much. And I don't know if it was just a mental thing or I just don't do it.
And, you know, there's so much going on in the game. So I don't know about you. It's probably true about you too. But I've had some moments during my playing days where my brain, if anybody could see inside of there, was pure chaos.
Yeah.
But out front, I'm like,
Yeah.
it was harder to do sometimes than others. Sometimes I unraveled a little bit, but I love it though. It's the ups and the downs, the ebbs and the flows. But you said something interesting. So you still get active a little bit. You still
Yeah,
play from time to
I
time?
still play from time to time. There was a few tournaments I made sure I got to go to, but COVID obviously stopped them.
Yeah.
So now these tournaments are trying to kick back and going again. So I try to play here and there. I mean, I can't say I don't care if it's pickup. I enjoy playing pickup. It's just certain people. I'm not trying to hurt myself.
No,
Right?
really don't.
Yeah.
We can't just hoop with just anybody.
Exactly. So it's like I got to be smart about it, and it's got to kind of be worth it. I like a good competitive game, but I'm not trying to I got a job that I have to do. So
There
I
you
have
go.
to work and pay bills.
For real, for real. But as it pertains to specific level and specific types of basketball, who was your AAU experience with?
Tulsa Swoosh.
The swoosh the whole
Yeah,
time.
Holdman's, yeah.
Okay, so tell me how that was like. And I love Coach Whitey now.
Yeah.
Every time I see him, I don't think I've ever seen his temperature go way up. He's like the same all the time.
Yeah,
But wifey, I would see her get fiery every
Oh,
now and
yeah.
again.
That's always been too. It's like calm in the storm. They balanced each other out.
Right.
So the experience there was cool. I jumped on their team when my team kind of, as we got older, got interested in other stuff.
Yeah.
Boys and all that were kind of a higher priority than going and playing, which was fine.
The real life.
I mean, you're going to find players that want to play,
Yeah.
and they obviously had a team. So I don't even know how we connected with them. But I went to a practice or something, and they asked me to join. So obviously, I wanted to still play, and it was cool. That was the first time I didn't start, which was different.
Yeah, I was
but
gonna ask.
I was fine with it.
Okay.
Like, I didn't care if I started or not. I mean, it was a new team. They had something already built, and I just wanted to do my part. And that's always how I've always been as far as whoever I'm playing with. I don't care if I start or not. I mean, it's your team. I'm
Yeah.
going to do what I can if I get on the court.
For sure.
And that's what I did. I 6th, 7th player off the team or off the bench, and just kind of tried to work my way up. There are a couple of games where they started me,
For sure.
but
I think when we're talking about AAU, it's usually you get to pick who you got on your squad anyway,
Yeah.
which means as far as caliber, everybody's probably starting caliber.
exactly.
Yeah. What year was that when you joined them? Or what age, if you can remember?
I probably joined them. It had to be 7th or 8th grade.
Prime age right there.
Yeah, probably 8th grade. I should say more of. I can't tell you exactly, but then high school, obviously, for sure, playing. But
Found your footing pretty quickly though, huh?
yeah, I did. I kind of stunk that I didn't get to make it to practice as much, just because we hour away.
Yeah.
And
We used to have practices a couple times a week during that era of AAU.
yeah, exactly.
It's kind of harder to do today.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know coaching wise, but I do hear it's pretty tough for some coaches to get some players there. But my uncle actually, he's got a little grandson that he'll bring up like 4 times a week, and I'm like, that's awesome.
Ooh, that's it.
Yeah.
Great for the kiddo.
Exactly. I'm glad he's still playing too,
Yeah.
because you just don't see that.
How was it from a traveling standpoint? And where I'm coming from with that question is that I got to see a lot of cities in the states that I probably otherwise wouldn't have gone to if it wasn't for playing ball. You know what I mean? That experience, just like going to different restaurants and learning how to order on a menu and just seeing how different people live, like outside of our bubble. How was that experience for you?
Oh, I love the traveling
Yeah.
part, especially. I mean, that's where you make the memories, because it wasn't like, oh, let's get on a plane, let's go. Like, we drove,
Yeah.
and it was like 15-hour trips sometimes,
Yeah.
but that's what made it fun. Seeing new things, like you said, cultures, like you don't, like, some kids don't get that experience. But for us, we just made it fun. I mean, the traveling might have sucked, but you
least
got to
you're
make
together.
it fun. Yeah, it's all about making the most of what you have. I remember going to church with my mom's team, and we would have a boys' team, like my brother's team, and our team in one car, one van.
One
Well,
van.
yeah, we
At least
end
the 15-passenger van, all right?
Yeah, well, it was one of those vans where, like a luxury van.
Oh,
yeah.
snap.
So you had people like
All on the floor.
all everywhere. Yeah, exactly, and
Not counting the luggage, by the way.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, but that's what made it fun, because we'd all just pack in and go. I loved it, seeing new places, meeting new people, staying in like one room, 15 of us, all on the floor everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, that's where you build that relationship and bond, and you don't have cliques here and there. Everyone's got to get along, so.
Everybody, we sharing beds. It doesn't even matter. On the floor,
Exactly.
whatever. Give me the comforter. You keep the little brown joint. That's how we gonna do it. So, can you remember one of or some of the most competitive experiences that you had going to these tournaments out of state? Because I can remember being introduced to a different level. We thought we were, pretty good around here, and then we took our show on the road, and it was like, oh, okay, I see what's going on.
Yeah. Well, I don't really know how it is on the AAU side, but I feel like there was like one tournament, like a nationals,
Yeah.
and there was like like one.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
AAU
nowadays I hear like multiple.
Yeah.
So there's like multiple teams winning different places, and I'm like, well, everyone back then went to one tournament, and that's where you saw who was the best.
That's true.
And
You got different circuits and everything nowadays.
yeah, exactly. And it's like, are you really the best? Because not everyone because we had everyone from almost every state going to this one nationals.
That's true.
And I think that's where we kind of was like, okay, these are some good teams.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this one game I remember playing. It was actually against Elena Deladon.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that was a good game,
Mm-hmm.
real good game. And I want to say we pulled it off, but I honestly couldn't tell you if we did or not. It was close. It was fun. It was close and tough, but everyone's into that game. And like I said, you remember those players that are actually in the league and stuff now, and you're like, well, you got to play against them. You know what I mean? So it's just like nowadays, with there being multiple, it's like, do you get that opportunity to actually go against those best players when you're staying on this side and the nationals is down the street? You know what I mean? Or
That's
they
true.
have multiple nationals down the street.
Yeah, as many AAU coaches as I can get to listen to me. Every now and again, I ask them, say, okay, what is y'all's goal primarily? Because it seems like now winning has taken a backseat to getting seen. And on one hand, I understand that because if this kid or your kid's goal is to go play ball in college, you probably want to get a little financial help with that too. So let's showcase. Okay, cool, but let's not forget. If we keep in score, we want to win, right?
Yeah.
But that's just my whole deal.
Oh, I agree with you. Shoot, I don't like to lose.
No.
Or win. Or lose. I was like, did I say it right?
Yeah.
I don't like to lose.
Don't like to lose.
So it's just like these kids now that I've seen, everyone gets a trophy. So it's like they don't have to win because they're going to get a ring or something anyways. So maybe that's why it's taken back seat. It's because it's like everyone's a winner now.
Yeah.
And it's sad to say or to see it, I guess. I don't know.
I think sad is the word. I mean, that may be unpopular to some people, but it's like
Yeah.
if everything is good, then nothing's good.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
we're watering it way down. But,
Exactly.
that's a rabbit hole I could jump down and be
Oh.
lost and stuck.
Same
So,
here.
take me to college. KU.
KU.
Yeah. First of all, when did it become a reality to you that, okay, yeah, it's raining. I hear.
Is that rain?
Yeah. But anyway, hopefully
Dang,
that.
it was burning up just
I'm
a
telling you.
minute ago.
And then when that rain dries up, it's going to be thick.
Yeah, exactly.
So when did it become a real possibility to you that, hey, I could take this thing to the next level and go to college with it? Because you were talking like you were so in the moment
Yeah.
for years leading up. Like, I just want to go and have fun.
Yeah.
Today, not necessarily looking too far in the future.
Honestly, I didn't even think about college. It was more like I'm going to the NBA type thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm beyond that.
Yeah, I was like going straight to the NBA, to the pros.
That's hard, though. I
But
love
it is. And I think when I started making it serious, what grade I think I was in fifth or sixth, maybe even seventh or eighth. Might could have been seventh grade. We lived in Stillwell
Yeah.
and went to little schools around Stillwell. We didn't go to actual Stillwell Elementary or anything like that. We went to we started at Greasy, and then my mom got a job, so we moved schools. But we always planned on going to Stillwell High School. It's where my parents went, her siblings, like, or my mom went and her siblings. So it was like, okay, this is where we're going. We'd
Easy.
pretend to be their like high school players playing in our little hallway. Like it was big for us.
Yeah.
There was a coach there, and I'm not trying to say anything bad about this coach. I'm not that type of person, but she made a remark about me. And I'm not saying it's a racist comment, but it ticked me off.
Yeah.
As a kid, as a player, like just dreaming to just play ball my whole life, she said something about that monkey would never play on my team. And we were like, okay, was that racist remark? I mean, I don't even know. I don't even care about not playing, but you had to throw in that part.
Yeah, that's way out of line.
Yeah, so I've always been this person that wanted to prove people wrong. Because she also said I wasn't going anywhere to play. I wasn't going to play for her, and I wasn't going to play anywhere higher.
So that's the part that really stuck out.
Yeah, so that got to me, and that's the first time anything's ever gotten to me. I mean, I'm a kid at this time, and I hear that, so it's more like, okay, I'm going to prove her wrong. I don't care if I don't play for you. I'm going to play for someone, and I'm going to go far. So my motto has always been prove them wrong. Right. Growing up, like anyone says something, prove them wrong. And I think that's why I always make it so fun and smile all the time, because I don't got to say anything back to you. I'm just going to prove you wrong. And so for me, that was what kind of pushed me to be even better than what I was at that time.
Never forgot it, huh?
Never forgot it.
Man.
And yeah, I would say, I don't even know what the question you asked me about.
Listen, I still remember it, but I like where you're going, because I'm on the ride. But I didn't know that, but that's...
Yeah, no one knows it. I don't even know if anyone remembers it but me, but...
Would you say that you had quite a few naysayers growing up for you to even put that motto in your brain?
That was... well, yeah. I mean, Stillwell is a very competitive sports town, especially when it comes to basketball. Around that time, because I played up, so around my brother's class, there was good players everywhere. And it was always about winning the county tournament. So you would kind of hear stuff here and there about, oh, they're better than so-and-so, blah, 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 blah. And then there was this one award that, like, it was like top player of the county pretty much that was given out, which I didn't get, which was fine. That was another thing where I was like, okay, it's going to push me. You know what I mean? So it's not like I wanted these things.
Right.
But it was like, okay, then it's all these things just made me who I am today.
Throw another log on the fire.
Exactly. So,
I love that.
Yeah.
Was it only KU that was hollering at you?
No, it wasn't. I'll be honest with you. I had offers from like local Oklahoma and OSU, which those were my top places to go, because I mean, obviously being a homebody and so close to my family, I didn't want to go too far.
Want them to come be able to see you too, I would imagine.
Yeah, exactly. And so they were my top picks, and you get 5 visits, so I was kind of waiting for my visits a little bit. My senior year, right before my senior year, that's when summer ball and all of that was kind of...
was that last run?
Yeah, that last type of hurrah. So OSU actually was like, hey, we need you to take this offer. We got to offer someone else. So I was kind of like, okay, well, go ahead, because I'm not going to commit right now. I'm not ready to commit. And so I kind of just looked, okay, then they're still on my list, but they're kind of
down
on the list now, because I don't like to be pressured.
Yeah.
And if it feels right, I would have committed. And I didn't think it felt right at the time. And then I went OU was top pick, obviously, because Sherry Cole.
Yeah,
And
the
we
legend.
went to their team camp like every summer. And every summer she would write on my shirt like my future point guard. So obviously I was like, okay, then I'm about to be at OU.
Yeah.
OU's top. You know what I mean? It was like one of those things like every player dreams of.
When you say we would go every summer, are you talking about your high school team or you individually?
High school team.
Okay, to the team camp.
To the team camp.
I feel
yeah.
it.
So we always went there, and then we went there 3 years, except for my last year. We went to, because we were like, we talked our coach into taking us to Tennessee team camp. I don't know how he did it, but we went to Tennessee team camp.
Drove, didn't you?
Yeah, we rode the bus, and we were like, we didn't care. We just all loved Pat Summitt, so we were
Right.
like, shoot, if he's gonna take us, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
But we back to the OU. I get a call. It was about a big tournament we were about to go to. It was in Oregon, top tournament where all top teams, AU teams or whatever, go to. And she calls me and was like, hey, I don't know why it was very random, but it was like, hey, you know how you don't talk to the head coach a lot, like during the process.
recruitment process.
Like, yeah, you're talking to the assistant coaches, so you build relationships with them, and that's what I did. I built one with one of the assistant coaches. So this is the first time hearing from Sherry on the phone. Like, okay, what's up? Like,
Yeah.
am I about to get an offer here?
Right,
Like,
what we talking about?
Yeah, exactly. But it was more of like, hey, long story short, hey, I don't really know you. I haven't really seen you play those top players, so you got to prove yourself. And I was like, dang, you're just now telling me this, like, my senior year, like.
Late in the game,
Yeah,
man.
and I'm like, well, okay then.
You ain't seen all these T-shirts you keep signing? No.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, I can definitely do that because I've proved a lot of people wrong up to this point. So we go to this tournament. We play in, I think, the number 3 team in the nation. So coaches are all in the stands watching this team. I had one of the best games I ever playing that game. We ended up winning. We ended up beating them.
Oh, there you go.
Yes. So I'm like, shoot. Got all these, like,
Somebody
coaches
saw
here.
something.
Yeah, somebody had to see something.
And you got all A's and B's, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, okay. Well, after that tournament, I get home, and I get a call. And they're like, hey, we've been talking. You did awesome at this tournament. Like, it was between you and another player, and we want you. And I'm like, She was like, you got to take it now, though, or we got to offer this other player.
There you go. They pressing you
Yeah,
again.
and I'm like, well, you can go ahead and give it to this other player because
Were you thinking that or you said that?
I said that. I said, because
Oh,
I'm
wow.
not ready to commit now because I just had one of the best tournaments I've had.
Right.
Coaches everywhere. I'm like, I want to see what else I got. You know what I mean? As far as school offers.
That's true.
If they saw me then, or were at that game, they at least saw something. And so, and then also in my head, put in my head, like, what if they said the same thing to her? What if they offered her and she didn't take it, and now they're offering me?
Yep.
So I'm like, nah, I just go ahead and give it to her. It's like, I'm gonna wait. I said I'll do my visits or whatever. I'm just not ready yet.
Yeah.
So-
Did you have anybody advising you through this process or was this just you?
Honestly, it was just me and my parents, me and my mom. Me
yeah.
and my mom are pretty close, so it was more of like just her, and I kind of would speak to her about it and stuff. She was like, well, you got to do what's best for you, like how you feel. It's not about, like, don't let them pressure you into anything.
Yeah.
Like, if they don't want you right now, then, or if they really want you, they'll wait.
That's true.
And I was like, yeah, you're right. So that's kind of what pushed OU to the bottom.
Right.
So that was the recruiting process was overwhelming. I mean, you get letters, but after seeing that, it was kind of like, how serious are these letters now? In my head, I'm putting in my head, like, do these coaches really want me, or are they just saying that to kind of take me off the radar of someone else, like a different school? I actually ended up getting my first UConn letter.
Hold on now.
Yeah, it wasn't like a personal letter, but it was more of like, hey, we saw you play type thing.
You're on the
And,
radar.
Yeah. And I was like, dang, you know, like, and Texas A&M was one of them too that just popped up too. And I was like, I've always liked Texas A&M. And I was like, man, I wish these schools kind of came a little sooner, like, because now I feel like if I talk to them, it's going to start all over. But nothing really went past that. I think KU, I would start my visits. They were my first visit because KU actually saw me 8th grade year and had been watching my games up until
Man.
only school to come and actually talk to me personally.
Not over the phone, you mean?
Yeah, like came to my school, I guess.
matters.
Yeah, it does matter. It shows that they want you, and they never pressured. Like, hey, they just kept saying, "We want you, we want you, we want you. We're going to build our future around you," and this and that. I mean, every coach probably says that, but you know, they never said commit or we're moving on.
Right.
And when I went on the visit, it was just like home. It was like
Felt right.
felt right. Yeah. And as like right when we left, I was like, I might as well just commit because this is where I want to be. But I do regret that I didn't take my other offers or visits. I wish I did. Not that I regret going to KU, but
Right.
I do wish I took at least a couple more visits and kind of just seen what was out there. But yeah, that's how I ended up at KU. Always felt like home, felt right, and I committed right before I came home.
That's the impressive part about that whole breakdown is just how much guts it seems like you had to be who you really are. Like, okay, I know it doesn't sound like I could be wrong, but it doesn't sound like you got caught up in the show at all and let them sway you one way or the other. It's like, nah, this is who I am.
Yeah.
No, I'm not ready right now, so you can go ahead and move on. That, believe it or not, that's hard to do for a lot of kids sometimes.
Yeah.
Now, when you took your KU trip, was mom and dad with you, or was it just you?
It was just me and my mom.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom was there.
Oh, there you go. At least you had, got some security with you.
Oh, yeah.
So she didn't mind you go ahead and committing right then.
No, she didn't at all. She's like, if you feel right about it and that's where you want to be, because she could tell, like, just from me being there and how comfortable, because I'm already a shy person, like, closed in a little bit when it comes to meeting new people.
Right. I was told that about you.
Yeah, a little bit. But I feel like she just saw something and was like, hey, this is the place. Because I even talked to her before we left and was like, hey, what do you think? And she was like, does it feel right? And I was like, yeah, it does. And so she's like, well, you might as well commit now if you're ready to commit. So it's like, yeah, I think I'm ready.
Since we got to turn you loose here in about another 8 minutes, so sum up your college experience.
It was tough.
Was it?
I mean, obviously being away from home.
Right.
Came home every weekend for the first probably couple months. Yeah.
Same thing. Golly.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you had a vehicle then, right?
Yeah.
Smart.
Yep. And obviously having my best friend also went to high school, so she was down the street, so that also made it nice.
Y'all saw each other quite often?
Yeah, here and there when we tried to. And then had some friends up there from high school that would drive down, so I'd jump in with them sometimes. So it was nice to have like a couple people up there already. But I think me tearing my ACL it was my freshman year.
Oh.
First day of practice. First official practice.
That was gonna be my next one.
Yeah.
Practice or workouts?
Yeah,
Practice.
it was practice, and I tore my left ACL. So it was like, golly, well, it was only a setback, whatever. It was tough, and you always think like, okay, how am I gonna get through this? Because this is my first major injury where I had to stop playing.
Right.
Because ankle twists and all that, like, I'd tape it up and get back out there. Like,
Exactly.
it was nothing. It'd be painful, but I got back out there. But this, had to do surgery and all this and that. And so it took a lot of support and ups and downs, but I got through it. Teammates, family. It was tough. And then I just made sure I was okay. I was going to come back, do my thing. And I remember telling myself, if this ever happened again, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Really?
And make it through to season starts, this and that, made it through halfway season. First conference game.
And this would have been your
This would be
sophomore
my
year, right?
sophomore year, so
Right.
redshirt freshman year.
Redshirt.
sophomore year, second game of conference, our first game of conference play. It was against OSU. Tore my other ACL and meniscus.
Ooh,
And I was like, oh man, don't ever say anything
like that again.
like that again. Because God definitely
It test you.
laughs, yeah, when
Oh
you say
my.
stuff like that. So,
Did you know it right when you tore it the second time?
oh, I knew it.
Oh man.
And the funny thing is that I went in the back. They gave me some tests, and I'm like, because I tweaked it that week, and I put on a brace and everything. And I tweaked it in the game, and they took me to the back, did some tests, like one leg jump, run, this and that. And is it painful? I'm like, no, it hurt like a mother.
You was
like,
lying.
I was lying. I was like, I just wanted to get back on the court because I did not want to lose this game.
Right.
It was against Andrea Riley, like the first conference game. Like, I didn't want to lose it, so
Yeah.
I got back out there. I remember getting a steal, taking off, and it was like I blew a tire. Like, it was just like, it just gave out. And I knew right away. I took my mouthpiece and just chunked it. I don't even know. I know there's a video out there. But I chunked my mouthpiece, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I knew it was gone. I didn't know it was my meniscus as well, but I knew the ACL was gone. And, yeah, that was tough. That was even tougher than the first time around. Obviously with the meniscus as well, but yeah, you don't make comments you have no idea about. Yeah.
You think you might have spoke some of that on yourself?
Oh,
Is that what
yeah,
I'm hearing?
Definitely.
And see,
definitely.
and during that time, not that we're old, you know what I mean? We're in our early 30s now, but even back then, the ACL injury was like, what, a 9-month recovery type of situation?
Yeah.
And now you can get back in like half a year. Not to make light of it, I just think we're in a different place
Yeah,
medically.
we are. It definitely took me over a year to get back to myself. Not even to myself, but to get that in your head. You know, it's definitely a mental game after that. But yeah, these days are a little bit different than what it used to be.
Luckily.
Yeah.
You were born a little bit too early.
Yeah.
Okay, just for the sake of the last few minutes, you as a pro, all right? How cool was that?
Oh, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Being drafted.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll be honest with you. I was a little disappointed.
You
in where
drafted
I
kinda late
went.
now.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed because I was obviously the mock draft doesn't mean anything, but I thought I was going to go higher than that, and
You were 29th, right?
yes, 20 or 29, one of those. I think
And
it's
so,
29.
so as that's going, names getting called before yours, are you just getting?
Oh, I was getting frustrated. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was. But then again, that's just another thing. I was like, okay, we'll see. I at least got to get an invite somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, all-time assist leader had to have gotten me something.
Come on
and
now.
then a nomination, Nancy Lieberman Award. Like, somebody's got to know my name or something.
on now.
We
That's
made it
gotta
to the
count.
Sweet 16 twice. Someone had to have seen something. But, yeah, that it got to me, but obviously, like I said, it's nice, but it's kind of just gotta prove them wrong type thing.
When that phone rings though, and they say, "Hey, we getting ready to take you," what was that like?
I didn't get a call.
You didn't get a call
No,
at all.
I didn't get a call. I actually had to wait and sit there and
watch it on the
watch
screen.
it on the screen.
So
And they didn't even call my name. Honestly, I had to see. I don't know what it was, but it was like my name just popped up on the bottom. It said when I went. Yeah, I think they cut it off because I was like.
So if
"God,
you'd have
guess
got
I
up and went and
didn't
took a
even."
bathroom break, you'd have missed it.
Well, yeah. pretty
Man.
much.
Oh my goodness. So at that point, I'm pretty sure there was a little bit of relief. Like, okay. But was that outweighed by just like fire at that point?
Yeah, it was
I'm
at
ready to
that
work.
point. Yeah, definitely was.
So, all right, here's how we'll wrap it up. Your first moment as a pro to where you realized, okay, I'm here. I belong at this level. By your own standards, where you had a performance that showed some folks that might have skipped over you in their minds that they made a mistake. Can you think about which one that was?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you exact moment. I know. I mean, I was with Skylar Diggins. So I knew I would be coming off the bench, which is fine.
Yeah.
I'm always about making my teammates better as well. Pushing her was my main goal. And yeah, I think I just kind of try to take the most of what I was given and use it. I mean, yeah, I didn't have a big name, but I was going to at least, like I said, make the best of what I had and do the best that I can. That's just who I am. I'm not going to go and be all sorry for myself, you know what I mean? Just another thing that I had to prove that I belong there. And I think I did that for at least 3 seasons.
There you go.
I felt like at times, because I didn't have a name, might have hurt me a little bit, but you can always do a little more. And I probably just didn't. I felt like I probably got in my head a little bit towards the end and kind of let them just draw me a little bit. But
We're human, though.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
mean,
not gonna sit there and make excuses,
exactly.
but it's only so much of that stuff you can fight off, right?
Exactly.
But for the majority of your journey that I got to learn about for the last 45 minutes is that you never changed the recipe. I mean, you just approach things the same way every time, and you proved them wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it helped me or hurt me. For the most part, I think it helped me, but
Right.
I probably should have changed it up a little bit towards the end.
We don't call it change. We'll say evolve.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
we're ever evolving.
Yes.
I appreciate you coming and spending time.
Thank you for having me.
I ain't gonna hold you up. Go to work.